You think that loneliness happens because you don't have enough friends, but what if the real reason are the things that you use on a daily basis, things that are even considered good? In this video, I will show you what those things are and how you can stop making them use you and use them correct instead. The first tool that keeps you lonely are actually books. I know what you're thinking. You're wondering, what the hell am I even saying? Books, one of the greatest things that exist. They give us amazing knowledge. They give us amazing stories. There are amazing books out there. And I'm not saying that books are bad for you. But what I am saying is that you can use books in a way that is basically like video games, a coping mechanism. In my 20s, I used to feel extremely lonely. So lonely, in fact, that people didn't even care that it was my birthday. I had birthdays where not a single person would greet me. I had nobody to meet. So books made me feel great. I could be productive, feel like I'm doing something good. However, only reading books is gonna keep you inside of your room. It's gonna keep you stuck in the loop that you are in. They're better than playing video games. But what I do recommend when you do read books, the right way to use them is to actually take action based on what you read. A wholehearted recommendation of a book to read is actually How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. One of the best books you can read if you feel lonely and struggle to find connections. However, only reading it, which is what I did at first, didn't change anything. I got to learn some things. Great. That's it. Then I hopped onto my computer and played video games. Nothing happened. I stayed in the same cycle that I was in before. But once I realized this wasn't helping me, I read the book again. I read a chapter, learned something new, and then I took it as a mission to take action based on what I learned. So if I learned that I should have a smile, I went out and smiled at people, tried to see what reactions come, smiled at my mother. Whatever it is you learn, take action on it. This way, books can be one of the best things ever, and they won't be a coping mechanism keeping you alone in your room anymore. The second tool, which I'm a professional in, could even have a doctor in it, are video games. I can promise you, with over 30,000 hours, I've done the research for you. Video games are only going to help you to feel miserable and lonely, especially if you are using them way too much. Video games were my coping mechanism. I had emotional neglect and other problems in my life. I had trauma. And the way I coped was with video games. But once I became more aware of the fact that video games were a serious problem for me, learned about dopamine, things changed. Your dopamine system is one of the most important aspects about not feeling lonely and actually pursuing the social circumstances and having the motivation so you don't feel lonely. The more I played video games, the more I was dropping my baseline dopamine level. Basically, my baseline happiness. There was no happiness to be had. Playing 10 hours and more of video games a day left me drained. There was no happiness. I wasn't even having fun with video games anymore. This intensified the feeling of loneliness that I had. It would allow me to cry myself into sleep out of the sheer feelings that I had. The feeling of loneliness and desperation, hopelessness. You need to stop overindulging in video games. Video games are cool. I love them. But for me personally, I cannot regulate them. And you need to look into the mirror and be honest with yourself. Do you have control over it? Are you using them just enough, maybe an hour a week? Or are you coping with them? Look into the mirror. I love video games, but they are a serious issue for more people than they realize. And they might be the same for you. And number three is probably no surprise. They sit in our pockets all day. These bad boys right here. Our smartphones. But actually, for more reasons than you realize. We all know the fact that we are on our smartphones way too much. We spend all day with them. We are outside with friends and we just scroll on TikTok. One of the most horrible sights that I see these days. A group of friends and everyone just sits on their phones. However, the other dangers that I want to point out are the fact of how we have our body language when we do use our phones. When you use your smartphone, usually you look like this. That is communicating horrible body language to other people. And not only to other people, but also to yourself. You're looking down on your smartphone. Usually you're hunched. You're making yourself small. That is how others will see you. That is going to be the first impression of others towards you. If you are also looking to have a relationship at some point, imagine the person that could be your dream partner sees you, and the first impression they have is that you're hunched over, small, and you look weak. Is that the first impression that you want to give to others? People that you would like to care about and view you as a friend? I don't think so. So instead, you should have some iron rules that you stick to no matter what. Some examples of mine are that when I am with friends, unless it is something extremely urgent, someone important calling and maybe wanting something important, I will not pick out my phone when I am with friends. When I am outside having a walk, I will not use my phone. If I do decide to do so, I will do so mindfully, and I will do so by sitting down somewhere, looking at my phone, and then once I've checked out what I wanted to check out, put it back into your stupid pocket. Stop overusing your phones. They are keeping you lonely. They are only helping you to feel lonely. When we do talk about smartphones, we also need to talk about number four, which is social media. Social media can be used for beautiful things. You can see and learn wonderful things, but you can also use it for bad things. Overstimulate yourself, waste your time, help yourself feel lonely. I don't know how it is for you, but I'm weak when it comes to social media. I lose that battle of trying to use it for good or bad. I always tend to go to the bad side. But the biggest danger with this, about being lonely, however, is the fact that your brain lies to you when you use social media. Your brain feels like it's being connected to others. You feel like you are having social connections, your friends, you get that like, that beautiful dopamine hit. It's all a lie. It's fake. It is anything but satisfying the need for social connection. It's only feeling like that to your brain, which is why it wants to keep going there, because it's the easiest method for you to get that feeling. But once you go out and have real connection, is when you're going to slowly put away social media and understand that having real interactions is how we connect. Try to limit how much social media you use. In fact, try to go cold turkey. Don't use it for a month and see how it goes. Number five, and it hurts me to say this because I love these, are these bad boys. Your earbuds, and music in particular, are keeping you lonely by isolating yourself towards others. I love music. You can literally intensify what I feel by simply giving me music. And it's the same for most people. I absolutely love to be in the gym, especially when I have my music. When I have my intense rep, I'm gonna put on some really intense music. Endorphins are gonna rush through me. It's the greatest feeling that I can imagine. But there's an issue with this. Having these plugged in all of the time when you are outside, having a walk, when you're in the gym, wherever you go, is isolating yourself from actually finding some social connections. Number six, and the last one for this video, it's actually gonna sound strange, but they are your trouser pockets, your pockets in general. This sounds weird at first, but once you understand what I mean by this, you're gonna understand why these can help you to feel lonely because of body language. Having an open body language is extremely important if you want to find new friends, to approach people and improve your social life. The more you close yourself off by maybe having a hoodie, maybe putting your hands inside of your pockets. Our hands are a tool back in the days for our primal brain that we used to hurt others, maybe. They, if they aren't seen, can presume danger for the other person. If you hide your hands behind your back, if I did this for a while, you're gonna feel triggered. Your brain, your primal brain, is gonna wonder what the hell is this person doing and hiding behind their back? Why are they hiding their hands? The same goes for you, for me. When we put our hands inside of our pockets, when we close off our body language, take your hands and put them outside. It feels weird at first. I get it. I used to always close off my body because that made me feel safe. It made me feel safe because I wouldn't be seen as much, even if it was subconsciously. I knew that if I close off myself, people aren't going to approach me. And even though that sounds weird and contradictory because I feel lonely, I want people to approach me, right? Well, it's half of the truth. It's scary to go into new circumstances. It's scary to try to approach people because they could confront you with the fact that they might not want to be your friends right now. What's important is to remember that you don't need everyone to like you. You don't need 1,000 friends. You only need maybe one, maybe a few. So even if 100 people were to reject you and approach you because of open body language, it's still a win because you only need a few people. All of the things that I've mentioned to you in this video aren't fully bad. They have their purpose, but we need to understand how to use them right. But even if you use them right, there are actually some very important things that you need to keep in mind that kept me lonely for so long, up to my 20s, almost my 30s. And I teach you what those things are in this video. So check it out.